So hi guys, so my name is Julian and I'm here to talk about one thing only, Chiliz and what we call the sports blockchain, so a Web3 ecosystem dedicated to sports only. And before going into a lot of, not details, but what we have done over the past few years, just maybe a quick show of hands, or you guys can speak, we are not that many people, so feel free to ask questions anytime you want. Last week, PSG Inter. For some of you, it must have been difficult. For some of you, it must have been great. I don't know. Just show of hands. Has any one of you watched the game? One, two. No, yes, you have two. Okay, a few people. So worldwide, between 500 million and 700 million people watched the game. Last Saturday or last Sunday. In the stadium, the Allianz Stadium in Germany, there is 70,000 capacity seats. So if you do the quick math, it's around 0.01 or 0.01%. I'm not good with that many zeros. Percentage of the people that are actually interested in the game that manage to feel the game and be present. And the entire thing that we created was exactly to close that gap. What if you could be just more than a fan? What if you could transform the way you engage with your teams from a passive just watching on TV to an active way where you can influence the team, some of the team's decisions. And that's our entire vision that we have built over the past 5 years, is to empower the fans to better engage with the clubs. And very simply, we're not one of, you might have heard a lot of talks over the past few days or for the past few hours, talking about things that might be very complex, risk-taking, transaction per seconds, some zero knowledge proof and L2 wizardry, if I can call it this way. What we do here is very simple. We are a Web3 ecosystem dedicated to sports. We work with traditional companies, so what we call Web2 companies, so sport entities, Barcelona, PSG, Manchester, and 100 others, to bring them from their Web2 situation to how they could use Web3 to have a better engagement with their fans. And we do that in a regulated way, so we FINMA regulated. All the tokens that we create are regulated on the FINMA ruling with Swiss base as well, and we're going to obtain we already applied in the process of obtaining the MiCA license in Europe. So what do we do? It's quite broad. So we are over 300 people worldwide across different countries. Initially, the head office is in Malta. The tokens are created in Switzerland, and we have entities in Spain, France, Turkey used to, not anymore, but different country. US might be again. Let's depend on the guy in the sitting in the Oval Office, maybe one day, soon, a few months. We do three things. So one, Chiliz. Chiliz is a dedicated layer 1 EVM-compatible blockchain on which you can connect and build decentralized application to interact with the IP that we have secured over the clubs that we work with. We created fan tokens. So fan tokens, these are utility tokens, so they are not NFTs. A Barca token is the same as another Barca token that you can buy, and by buying this token, you can engage with your fan club, with your club, through the app socios.com, which is a self-custody wallet on which you activate your fan tokens. So what can you do with these fan tokens? It's very simple. You might have heard people do crazy things sometimes for their teams. People like, I don't know, sleeping one night before in front of the stadium to make sure they get in first, painting their face in order to showcase their support to the team, or arguing on Twitter with bots for 6 hours to debate, is it true that Qatar paid Inter last week to lose 5-0? So you will get that type of people that will spend a lot of energies arguing about their passion. Our point is, instead of doing that, what if you could channel that energy through a digital asset and be rewarded for your fandom? And that's exactly what we did with fan tokens. If you buy a PSG token, if you buy a Barca token, you can then have a share of influence on the club. So every week, every month, every multiple times a year, the club runs some polls on which, if you have a fan token, you can vote. Can be what's going to be the number behind the jersey. So a new player is coming, what should be the number of the player for his jersey. The fan token, people that hold the fan token, they can vote, and then the results of the code are on chain, and the club has to abide by those results. It's part of the contract with the club. It can be also young boys. They're putting now what should be the kit design for the next season. They offer you 3 options. You have a fan token, you vote, and then next year, the next season, that's what the team is going to wear for the entire season. So over the past 5 years, more than 14,000 polls have been, 6 years now, conducted. So could be picking the official goal anthem. So every time that a goal is scored in a stadium, what's the music that should be played, can be picking the number, can be choosing the design of the driver helmet, as you see on the picture here. And the more you vote, the more you activate your fan token, the more you earn rewards. And these rewards are very concrete. They are real-life rewards. You can earn tickets to see the game. You can earn merchandise from the team. And you can also maybe earn what we call money can buy experience. You can meet the players. You can play on the pitch on a day where the team is not playing. You can take part of the official picture together with the team. So over the past 5-6 years, more than 50,000 rewards have been redeemed. So it showcases that there is a strong interest in that product from a fan perspective. Fan tokens, as I mentioned, so they are digital assets. Today we have over 70 teams. I don't know if you have all of them, but you have, I guess, most of them. So European team, Asian teams, not US yet, maybe in a few months. Today the market cap of all the fan tokens, if you take the fully diluted value, it's around $1 billion. The daily trading volume is $100 million every day. So 10 times more than what you see in the NFT industry. So just to showcase you that some of these assets are extremely liquid. They're listed on Binance, OKX, Get, MEXC, and you name it. Some of them may be more listed on local exchanges, like a Turkish token is going to be more listed on Paribu, which is a leading Turkish exchange. Brazilian tokens are going to be listed on Mercado Bitcoin in Brazil. So to make sure that the fans have access to the tokens that they need in order to express their fandom. Socios.com, you might have seen it if you follow football, because we're sponsoring a lot of the things. So you might see the banners, you might see when the sponsoring that we do. We have over 2 million registered users worldwide. So it took us some time, but each year we acquire more and more users. So that's for fan token and how they interact with Socios.com, but it's more than that. Honestly, Chiliz is more than that. It's an entire ecosystem where anyone can come and build. What we promise to people that join us is giving you access to the IP that we have secured with the clubs. So people that come and build on the chain, they can potentially decide on how the next utility should be for a fan token with PSG or Inter. They can decide that they want to do a type of an NFT campaign, linking it with some of the teams. So what we promise is very simple. It's an ecosystem dedicated to sports, with which you can have access to very traditional IP that honestly is very difficult to access. So you can brand some of your initiative and be part of an ecosystem worldwide. It can be about payment, can be about meme coin, can be about NFT market. You name it, floors is yours. You can interact and create something on the chain. Just be creative. We have a governance. The chain is a layer 1, so there is a governance. Some of our validators you might know, they are very well known in the industry. Might be exchanges like Mercado Bitcoin, might be key Web3 player like Animoca, but we also managed to get some clubs. Now, Paris Saint-Germain is officially a validator, so they run the chain, they run their validated node in order to secure the Chiliz chain. So as the ecosystem grows, so does the pool of validators, and our dream is that more and more clubs understand the value in securing that ecosystem and will join us into making it a more secure and compliant place. We also have a lab, like a lot of Web3 companies, where we incubate interesting projects. So if you have an interesting idea that is linked to sports and Web3, come talk to us. There is always room for smart ideas and smart people. We are open for business. Let's put it this way. But that I mentioned, honestly, I'm not going to take too long. The only thing I want to leave you with is Web3 is new. A lot of people don't always understand what it can do, what it can be. Our goal for us is very simple, is to make it accessible to people. So you don't need to be a blockchain crazy person. It's actually more sometimes the other way. It's more sports fans that don't need to understand much about blockchain. We're not here to educate them and convert them. We're here to make them an easy access to Web3. So our goal is to onboard 100 million of people on Web3 with dedicated wallet for sports fans. So they don't even need to understand that they're running something on chain. They're just using an asset that happen to be on the chain, but just using a fan token on your phone via the Socios.com app. You vote, you earn rewards, you redeem, you get your ticket to see the game. It's very simple, doesn't need to be more complex than that. And that's our promise to people, bridging the gap between Web 2 and Web 3 to make sure that fans have a voice, and this voice can be heard and recorded. Thank you, guys. and I take any questions.
I was going to say, we still have some time left if anyone has any questions for Julian.
I don't have tickets, so I cannot give you tickets. The season is over. It's too late anyway. I should have done the talk like 2 weeks ago. Maybe it would have been more interesting. Yeah, go for it.
Thank you very much. Do you plan to onboard more smaller football teams like Swiss?
Yeah, so we have young boys. So that doesn't mean young boys is small, but young boys is smaller. We have young boys in Switzerland, for example, which understood the appeal of the technology very well. They are some of the most adopted. They have some of the most adopted use case that we have done in the industry. So no, it's not. Of course, you have the big names because that's what drives the attention. That's what gets you on the biggest exchange. But we have teams in Indonesia. We have esports team. We have team in Switzerland. So it's not. Size doesn't matter. Let's put it this way. Yes, so.
But for me here in Switzerland, it's like, is it possible to buy them? Because I cannot.
Sure. So all the you can buy all the tokens. You can buy them on socials.com. You go, you download the app on the app stores, and you have access to all the tokens in one place. But for some people, they prefer to work with their because they have been onboarded on their exchange for a very long time. So some people in Brazil, they prefer to directly work with Mercado Bitcoin. But for you, if there is any token that interests you, they all accessible through the socials.com app. For other people, they like, yes, but I prefer to trade on Binance. Okay, go buy it on Binance. There is no problem. The only thing that you cannot do is if you just buy the token on an exchange, you cannot activate it. To activate your token, you need to move it to the socials.com app, where then we count the rewards and then you earn tickets and everything.
Then it's like do you only buy one or do you buy like
So you can buy. Be my guest. You can buy as many. No. So you can. No. So there is. It's a very good question. So a few things. One, it's not when you vote, you don't burn your token. So you buy a token, you can vote multiple times with it. So there is no need that every time that you vote, you get burned, and then you need to buy a new one. For us, we see it as a Web3 membership. You buy a token, you have a token, you keep it, and you activate it when you want. Yes, you can buy a lot of tokens. Then socials.com is an AML regulated company. So at some point, if you start piling up too much money, there is just more and more KYC that you need to undergo because the amount of money that you put are becoming bigger and bigger. There will be some type of pooling to make sure that it's not one person that can seize all the votes and gets all the rewards. But despite that, it's true that the more you have, the higher number of rewards you can get more easily. Let's put it this way. There is a limit to it, but you get more points and more rewards if you have more fan tokens. So it's not pay to win, but if you have more likely that you win. Good. Then thank you guys.
Yeah, we have time for one last question, actually.
Sure. I'm around after. So I live here, so I'm not going anywhere.
Do you also plan to work with music artists?
Good question. Today our focus is mostly on sports, so we define ourselves a bit broadly at sports and entertainment. We try to do other stuff. We did Spider-Man token at some point a year ago. We don't know how to do it. Just very simply, we tried. We will be more than happy to move into as well the music or the movie industry as well, where there has been a discussion to do a type of a Harry Potter token or that type of stuff. We will need to partner with people that know how to do it. Sport is already complex enough, and so more than happy that the narrative around sports and entertainment is very similar. You play on the passion of people. So yes, it can be if tomorrow we have the right people that have the IP or they have the use case to build something around it, very happy we partner, but we're not going to build it from scratch. We are difficult enough to do it for 100+ sports team. Thank you, guys.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Julian.
I take that.
Woo-hoo-hoo. There we go.